What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Tilak show. Obviously, I don't know why I did that. So with the R5 coming out and making headlines all over as the new best mirrorless camera, Sony couldn't keep that for long because they finally released the Sony A7S III, the long-awaited A7S III that everyone's been waiting for, and I've got to give it to them. It is actually a pretty beastly camera. Now, of course, with two brand new mirrorless cameras boasting some really sick video specs, it's got a lot of people thinking, which one is better, the R5 or the A7S III? And which one they should buy. And that's what I want to try and answer in this video. Before I get into the juicy specs and all the new changes with these cameras, I think it's important to talk about who these cameras are actually made for. I've realized that these types of cameras are designed for the solo creative. Someone who loves photography, who loves videography, and wants a camera that can do it all. I'm totally not saying that these cameras cannot be used for filmmaking, because they definitely can, and they've got some really good video specs that can back that up. All I'm trying to say is these cameras aren't really designed like that, and the market they're trying to attract is definitely not going to be using them on 18-hour, 15-hour days of filmmaking. Instead, they might just be casual users. They might just be using it for an hour, 2 hours max, maybe even a few minutes just to take some really good photos or videos. And with that in mind, let's now finally look at the juicy specs of the R5 and the A7S III. And if you want more information about the R5 and even the R6 and which one you should buy if you're definitely looking for a Canon upgrade, then check out my video which I made a few weeks ago, and I'll leave it in the description below and on the card above. Feel free to check that one out. But in this one, I'm going to be mainly talking about the A7S III and comparing it to the R5. Start with the Canon R5 has a whopping 45 megapixel sensor, which is going to be great for photo and obviously great for that 8K video. And the A7S III has a much smaller 12 megapixel sensor. Now, even though this might not be the best for photos, it actually does benefit video. And this is because of the bigger photo bytes in that sensor, which means that at high ISOs, camera is definitely going to be a lot cleaner. And I mean, that is what Sony is known for. Now let's get into the video specs. The R5 has 12-bit RAW and also 10-bit 422 at H.265. And unfortunately, the RAW is only available at 8K up to 30 FPS, but you do get the 10-bit on all the other recordings. Now when we look at the A7S III, unfortunately it's a little bit lower. It doesn't have 8K, doesn't even have 6K, it doesn't have any extra Ks, it only has the 4K 120 FPS to match the R5, and all the recordings are again done in 10-bit 422. However, there's one thing that the A7S III can do that the R5 can't, and that is send a 16-bit raw output through HDMI. That's sick. I think that is way more valuable than the extra Ks that the R5 has, and even the internal RAW, because I don't think that's that good. Atomos are now working with Sony to change that 16-bit RAW into a more usable 12-bit ProRes RAW recording. I can definitely see this getting used as a B-cam with the FX9 because it's got similar color science and it can deliver in that ProRes RAW 12-bit recording. I think another genius idea by Sony was the dual card slots. There are actually two card slots, but in one slot you can actually put two different types of cards, which is amazing. Like, how come anyone hasn't thought of this before? So you not only get your standard SD card slots, right next to them you get CF Express. And the only bit of criticism I really have is the fact that they went with CF Express Type A and not Type B, which is more commonly used in cameras like the C500. But again, this could all change in the future as more and more cameras use Type A. The R5 has one CF Express Type B and one SD UHS-2 card slot. Even though both of these cameras are similarly priced, the R5 is a little bit higher at £4,199 and the A7S III comes in at £3,799. So yes, there is a price difference, but again, you've got to keep in mind that the Canon not only does great video, but with that 45 megapixel sensor, you're also going to get huge photos. That really can't be said with the A7S III because as much as it has beast video specs, it can't really compete with the photo capability of the Canon. Now going back to what we said about who these cameras are really for, you want a run and gun compact setup and you want a camera that takes amazing photos and amazing video, then I think that the R5 is the clear winner. Now, if you're not too worried about the photo aspects of the camera and you just want some solid video performance, you don't care about any resolution above 4K, you still want that compact run and gun style camera, then I think that the A7S III is a much better buy. Not only is it cheaper, but with the 12-bit ProRes RAW external recording that you get, you're also future-proofing your investment. So those were my thoughts on the R5 versus the A7S III. Again, both of these cameras have amazing specs, and whichever one you buy, you're definitely going to have a really solid bit of kit. And hopefully I've helped some of you out there that were struggling on deciding whether or not you should get the R5 or the A7S III. Let me know in the comments down below which one you're going to pick up and why. Start a discussion down there. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope I can see all of your amazing faces in the next video. Feel free to subscribe as well for more filmmaking content. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all in the next one. That's all from me. Tilak out.